Do you check social media again and again to see what others are doing? Do you feel left out when you are not picked for a team, not invited to an event, missed out on a good deal, such as a sale at a store you like? Do you compare yourself with others, thinking that others might be having more fun in life or at work than you do? Do you experience negative feelings when comparing your life to what others seem to be doing on social media? Do you feel mentally exhausted from using social media afterwards? Do you believe that you possibly do not have the best life but someone else does? If yes, then you are probably, but not possibly, experiencing FOMO. Let's see what it is, why it occurs, and how does it harm us, and how to overcome it. FOMO stands for the fear of missing out. It means the feeling or anxiety that you might miss out on a rewarding or interesting experience that others are enjoying. Why does it occur? If you have already heard about FOMO from other sources, you might have also heard that it occurs because of social media use. But in fact, it has many causes. First, from a psychoanalytic perspective, the fear of missing out is inherent in us humans just because we are humans. It is not a problem of a particular culture or society. Interestingly, FOMO begins the moment we are born. Our cries for milk, food, a comforting hug, and our parents' arms condition us to demand things. And slowly and gradually, this habit grows as we grow older. Secondly, family can become a hothouse for FOMO as well. When a newborn arrives, siblings begin to experience rivalry for one another. Later, when older siblings get greater freedoms, such as later bedtimes, big school, or more freedom, the younger one is reminded of what they cannot have. In this way, desire and rivalry become a basic fact of daily life. Thirdly, FOMO is also closely tied to the fact that humans are social animals. As humans, we want to feel like we belong to a group of other humans. We do not want to miss out on gatherings and experiences that are important to us. We fear social exclusion or ostracism if we are left out. When we feel as if we are part of a community and others approve of us, we feel better about ourselves. After all, there is a reason why solitary confinement is one of the worst form of punishments. It separates from any social interactions, and it is extremely painful. Research shows that remaining alone is not healthy for us, and feeling socially connected, which is the opposite of FOMO, has even been linked to living a longer and healthier life. Then comes the role of social media. I'm mentioning it in last because social media triggers FOMO only because as humans, we are vulnerable to it. It merely serves as a catalyst, albeit a stronger one. When we see the highlight reels of other people's lives, we fear missing out on something full of fun and excitement. When we see someone's achievement, we compare their achievements with those of ours. We keep imagining someone else's life as more desirable than our own. Now, how does it harm us? First of all, it destroys mental health. Since we are never satisfied, never content, and we always want more, we may feel more stressed out and have a low life satisfaction, which may lead to poor sleep and even increased substance abuse. FOMO can be associated with depression. It makes us restless. Secondly, it causes jealousy and envy. When we feel left out of all the fun that is shared for consumption on social media, we may experience jealousy, which means to think that others are having fun and amazing lives and we are not. This causes envy. So rather than deriving pleasure from what we have, we derive pain from what others have. Next, addiction to social media. What happens is that the feeling of FOMO causes anxiety, unease, worry, or fear, and this disturbs our brain. It triggers in our brain what we call a fight or flight response, due to which the brain perceives a threat to itself and puts us on high alert. Our nervous system gets agitated, and then we become uncomfortable and motivated to find relief. This need for relief often leads people straight to their favorite social media apps, leading to even more feelings of FOMO. Next, unending dissatisfaction. When the sufferers of FOMO come across a person, whether on social media or in real life, they like to think that that person's life is better than theirs. Once they are trapped in this mindset, The person they idealize becomes an avatar of the life they should or could have had. They fail to realize that they have a finite life, yet they want an infinite one. That they have one life, yet they want to live the life of a gardener, a trekker, a pilot, a soldier, an actor, an entrepreneur, as well as a scholar. Next, romantic turmoil. There are two ways in which FOMO causes romantic turmoil. First, people who are single often get caught in this malign fantasy that if they settle for a partner, they are depriving themselves of the more perfect partner. They fear missing out on someone else, which is why they never settle down with one person. Second, even when they feel that they have established a relationship with the partner, and even after they do settle down, they lose the ability to tell whether they really desire them. But when their partner withdraws, physically or emotionally, the wish to be with them re-emerges. When their partner returns, it vanishes again. So what happens? When people fear missing out, what they lack becomes more real to them than what they actually have. FOMO drains all the vividness and intensity out of their lives and spatters it over the one that they have lost or have never possessed. For them, the right person is always someone else, somewhere else. Now, how to overcome it? The first way is to reduce the use of social media. However, the main goal should be to control, regulate, and restrict its use rather than completely abstain from it. Because it is very possible to enjoy social media without letting FOMO overtake you. So you can scroll all you want, but do not scroll and compare. While seeing what you see on social media, remember what you do not see on social media. And remember that most of the stuff is simply a cherry-picked version of people's lives. Additionally, instead of scrolling reels all day, use social media to network and plan face-to-face get-togethers and increase your social capital. Next, shun comparisons. The saying that stop paying so much attention to how others around you are doing. This saying is an easy advice to give, but it is hard to follow because the evidence and knowledge of how others are doing is pervasive. We cannot escape it. It is all around us. Still, we should know that social comparison is destructive to our sense of well-being and that it is worthwhile and important to remind ourselves to do it less. Consider what Montesquieu said. If one only wished to be happy, this could be easily accomplished. But we wish to be happier than other people. And this is always difficult, for we believe others to be happier than they are. Next, replace FOMO with JOMO and ROMO. Let FOMO, the fear of missing out, give way to JOMO, the joy of missing out, or ROMO, the relief of missing out. Let me explain this. The English psychoanalyst Donald Winnicott said that there are two selves, the false self and the true self. Our wish to be seen in the right places, to have the most desirable experiences in the eyes of the world, to own as many things that give us luxury, to have a good public persona, represents our false self. This does not mean that false self is a negative thing because it shields the private self from the world's gaze. But the true self wishes to reside in silence and cultivate solitude with only our own ideas for company. It allows us to experience a life of contemplation and imagination. Now, if the false self is dominating the true self, then it may make the feelings of FOMO strong. So replace the extroversion with a bit of introversion to keep a healthy balance between the two. Be joyous and relieved when you miss out on a few things. Next, practice gratitude. Try to subtract the cherished moments from your life, the people around you, the things you own. Once you imagine yourself without them, you appreciate them more, which makes you grateful and makes you happier. The comparisons to the fake lives on Facebook makes you feel you have less. But contemplating what you are lucky to already possess makes you feel that you have more. Let me know what you think about this episode on FOMO down below in the comments and share this with someone who may need it.